not been on. Excuse me. Please excuse me not for being on camera for about 10 more minutes. But I do want to go ahead and not delay our meeting, but go ahead and move forward with our agenda. We do have some items to discuss that are important. In regards to an HRC, and of course that's on the agenda printed. So I want to go ahead and call the meeting this evening to order for the Human Relations Commission for March 21st, 2024. And I ask for Carlin Duncan, our secretary, for the roll call, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Commissioner Lee.
Present.
Commissioner Evans.
Present.
Commissioner Haynes. Commissioner McKinney.
Present.
Commissioner Preble has requested an excused absence. Commissioner Price.
Present.
Commissioner Sarton has also requested an excused absence. Commissioner Taylor.
Present.
Commissioner Usher. Commissioner Wiggins.
Present.
And Commissioner Zuluaga has requested an excused absence.
Thank you so much, Ms. Duncan. We're going to go ahead and vote for the excused absence. Is there a motion to approve the excused absence from the commissioners?
I make a motion that you go ahead. You go ahead. I second it.
I make a motion that we approve the excused absences.
Motion by Commissioner McKinney, a second by Commissioner Price. And of course, as we're still virtually on Zoom, we're going to go around the gallery to ask you what is your vote in regards to the excused absence, whether yay or nay. So with that stated, I'm going to go right back to Commissioner McKinney.
Aye.
Commissioner Travis.
Aye.
Commissioner Price.
Aye, and I just want to make a note that second was by Commissioner Evans.
Correct. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yep.
Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
And Commissioner Wiggins.
Aye.
And Chair Leak is aye as well. Any opposed? Any discussion? All right, the ayes carried it. All right, the next item is review of our meeting minutes. Wow, November 2023. That's it seems like so long ago, but anyways, there's the minutes have been sent out in you all's packet. So I'm asking at this time, I'm entertaining a motion unless there is a discussion or there's something that needs to be corrected on the minutes from November 2023. But if not, I'm asking for a motion from the commission to approve the minutes from November 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from November 2023.
Second.
All right, motion by Commissioner Price, second by Commissioner Wiggins. All right, Commissioner Travis.
Aye.
Commissioner McKinney.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
Commissioner Wiggins.
Aye.
Commissioner Price.
Aye.
And Chair Leak is aye as well. And Chair Leak is aye as well. Any opposed? Any discussion? All right, the ayes carry it and approval unanimously. Thank you so much. All right, the next item on the agenda is the chairperson's updates. And the first update is in regards to our vacancies that we have on the commission. As you all are aware that our former Vice Chair Melissa Thompson, she resigned from the commission last year, but of course January of this year was her last meeting. And so that's one vacancy that we do have open. And the second one was former Commissioner Jerry Morin, as well as, of course, he resigned from the commission also last year. So those are two vacancies that we have available to fulfill on the commission. Okay, and Ms. Wanda Allen Abrahai, is there something else I'm missing with regard to that the vacancies? I think it's
Thank you, Chair Lee. I think, oh, good evening, commissioners again. I do believe that the purpose of referencing the vacancies was just to inform the commission that there are indeed 2 vacant seats. And on top of that, the commission, as most of you probably know, is charged with having at least 7 of the seats being filled rather with racial, ethnic minorities. And so the commission is unique in that sense. And so one of the things that was established many years ago, I think it was in maybe 2002, was an agreement between the Human Relations Commission and Mayor Joines for you all to have the ad hoc nominating committee. And so the nominating committee is always responsible for kind of keeping up with making sure that the commission is demographically diverse as prescribed or ascribed in the city code. So definitely that is a very important thing for the mission of the Human Relations Commission, to be mindful of that at all times. And so certainly the commission has done a great job with that. And as you know, of course, these vacancies are not brand new, but you all have not met since November, because in December you don't meet because of the holidays, but you do have the open house, and you do have the MLK Young Dreamers Awards that you review, and you appoint 2 honorees for that. And in January, I do believe there was a lack of a quorum, or there was something going on in January, but you all did not meet. February, you didn't meet because of the banquet, which is our signature event. It's the biggest event that the commission plans each year. So traditionally, you've never met in February. So March was the next opportunity that you all had to review the vacancies. So that is why it is being mentioned now, because it was during the course of the different things that were going on, the holidays and the programs, that Vice Chair Thompson, her resignation became effective during that time. I think she announced it to the commission at the November meeting, but she did not officially resign and make it effective until the end of 2023, the first of 24. So that was, I think, Chair Leek, the reason why that was on the agenda. It was a carryover item from January, just to make sure the commission was aware that those 2 vacancies exist and how they exist, who the predecessors were.
correct. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I just want to make it clear that we're only seeking 2 possible appointees to the commission, correct?
Yes, there were only 2 vacant seats
Correct.
today. And
Okay.
and of course, if we're looking at demographics, with one of the seats, it was filled by a white female, and the other seat was filled by a white male. If I can get
Correct.
it out. So yes, so we want to still make sure that we have a balance on the HRC in terms of ethnicity. And also you all take it a step further, because the nominating committee also looks at other characteristics such as religious affiliations, sexual orientation, differing abilities, and so forth. So you're not limited, certainly you look at what the areas are that were charged to you by way of the ordinance, but you also take it even further to make sure you're being as inclusive as you can be. So that's just something, again, that the nominating committee does. And so at this point, I'm sorry, at this point in time, of course, the nominating committee has already drafted and sent the memo to the mayor's office, notifying them, as you've always done, notifying them that you do have these 2 vacant seats. So they are aware.
Correct. Okay, yeah, well, I was just stating that I wanted to make it clear to the commission that, there are 2 vacancies that needs to be fulfilled, and I wanted to make sure that we're not missing anything else. So basically, commission, there are 2 more vacancies that does need to be fulfilled on the commission. So, and Ms. Wanda,
Yes, yes. Yes,
sorry, go
Chair
ahead, Ms.
Lee. Yes, they do need to be filled, and hopefully commissioners who may know of good candidates who have the time, the energy, the interest to work in the capacity that you all do as human relations commissioners, please don't hesitate to ask them to apply. The application is online. And so it would be wonderful to have some strong applicants in the pool for consideration for the mayor. Because what the mayor will do is he will make recommendations to the city council. The city council, of course, makes the final decision when they vote to actually appoint those folks on the actual advisory board. So if you know of any good people, this is a great time to recruit. Thank you, Chair Lee.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll be making sure that we're all on the same page. Okay. So with that stated, like Ms. Wanda Allen Abraham stated, that we have already sent a memo to the mayor's office in regards to the vacancies that we're hoping to fulfill on the commission. Are there any questions? I know we've already discussed this before, so. Or any comments? Okay, all right.
Chair Lee,
Go ahead.
Chair Lee,
Go ahead.
Commissioner Wiggins had her hand up.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Commissioner Wiggins. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, I would just like to make a clarification. So we are seeking to seat one white female and one white male. Is that correct?
That is correct, Commissioner Wiggins. That would be the recommendation. Of course, the seats are open to any and everyone.
Okay.
And any and everyone can apply. But we are talking strictly in terms of underrepresented or unrepresented demographic profiles on the commission. Because the goal, of course, of the commission is to reflect the community.
Good afternoon, WSFC students.
Thank you. Got it. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And also, commissioners, please remember as well that, like Ms. Wanda Allen Abraham stated, that there's a demographic as well. So that's what makes our commission unique from any other commission, I believe, in the city, than any other boards or commission on this local municipality in this arena, because we're stating that we're going to be diverse, and there are certain demographics that has to be fulfilled. And so with that said, if you have any questions in regards to how those demographics look, we can always, because I think it's on our roster. I thought I saw it years ago. I remember looking at it on our roster one time in regards to the demographics, in regards to how our commission reflects the demographics on the commission. Is it still on the roster?
If you look at the roster that is published online, that's not from our office though, but if you look at it online on the city's website, you will see some demographic information that is shared beside each commissioner's name.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's
well,
up to date, but yes, I think that's what you're thinking of.
Correct. Yeah, I just remember one time that I saw it on the website, but I thought I saw it on the roster as well one time. I was just making sure. So, okay. All right. Any other questions or comments in regards to this specific item?
Okay. I have another question. Hey, Sunny.
Yes, please.
How are you? And I don't know if this will come in at a later date, but just reviewing the documents that were sent out to us from our secretary, Ms. Carla Duncan. I just have a question. Like on our appointment times, can I make this comment now, or can I wait since we're talking about appointments?
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I'm kind of need some clarification. So like I'm looking at some of these expiration dates, right? And are these current? Are these correct dates?
These are the most These are the most current dates that we have that you see reflected on the roster. I'm pretty sure Carlin probably shared an updated roster with you all. I need to look to see exactly what was attached to your email. But Carlin, did you send the most up-to-date one, or it wasn't the one that was sent like months ago or anything, right?
No, it should be the up-to-date one.
Okay.
Well, my quandary comes in, so Commissioner Price, when did you start the commission? Did we start at the same time? You recall?
I can figure this out. Just a second. I think it was. It's either 4 or 5 years ago.
Can you help with that, Carlin? You have that information.
I currently don't have when you started with me. It's at the office. I don't
All
have
right.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess because I'm looking at that date, so Commissioner Price, myself have the same expiration, but Commissioner Sarton has 2026. And I think we all kind of started at the same time. I think Commissioner Sarton and I did. So just was kind of trying to get some clarification in that regard. So if someone could get that clarification on those dates for me, because it has that Commissioner Price and myself term off at the end of 2024. But I want to say I thought we were going to be extended to 2026.
Do you see the same terms? Because it's first term and second term.
Well, let me look. I got these glasses on, let me look. All right, so for Commissioner Price, so his first term expires in 2024. Commissioner Sarton's second term expires in 2026.
And Commissioner Wiggins, while you're looking, another factor that comes into play is whether or not when you joined, you were completing an incomplete term of your predecessor. So even if you might have started at the same time as someone else, your end dates could be different depending on whether you and the other person were both filling unexpired terms or whether one may have been and the other one may not have been. So that will affect that as well.
So how will we know that? Is that something that is shared with us, or are we reminded of that? So how do we know, and so that we can be mindful in tracking our own time on the commission? And I think that's not just for me, but it's for our new commissioners going forward, so that we have a greater understanding of what that looks like and how to calculate that time.
Right, great question. And what I would suggest is that you do set aside a time with Carlin, and then we could just go from there. It may be a matter of being able to see that internally with anything that we may have, or it could be that we would have to consult with a couple of other offices internal to City Hall to determine that. But it would just be probably based on whoever is asking and when they joined, because there are some records that we may have and other records we may not, depending on what you're specifically asking and needing to know. But I would say the beginning point, the best thing for the beginning point is to talk with Carlin first, since she is the secretary for the HRC.
Well, can I have another question? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have questions that I would like to have answered.
Of course,
so,
yes.
Oh, shoot, I lost my train of thought. But it goes back to, okay, our vacancies, right? So in the past, and if I misspeak, somebody please help me. So in previous years, we have had some difficulty or challenges, or I don't really know what to call it other than just maybe some challenges in seeking, no, well, not seeking, and obtaining appointments. So we have previously, submitted names, but it has taken, it's taken a time for us to get individuals appointed. At one time, it kind of left us in somewhat of a bind to do that. So once we come across an individual that we think will work well with the commission, we are then to bring that to the commission after they complete the application and forward that on to the mayor's office. Is that the process?
The process is that the person who is interested in serving on an advisory board or commission would complete an application that is online. That application then goes to the office of the mayor, because the mayor would then review the vacancies that any board or commission has and determine, based on the applicant pool, who he would like to recommend. And then once he recommends that, a memo is sent to the city council advising of the different boards that have vacancies and the names of those the mayor is representing. And then when the city council does convene for their meeting, they then will vote in terms of whether or not they would like to accept or approve the mayor's recommendations for those vacant seats on the various boards and commissions. Now, what I was talking about earlier with the nominating committee, like I said, is that unique factor that we have, and that because most boards and commissions are not charged with having a specific number of minorities, and they don't have quite the mission that the commission does, which is to ensure that there is equitable and fair treatment of all people in our local community. Just putting it loosely, your mission statement is pretty lengthy. And so because of that, of course, those things go together. They complement one another. And so the nominating committee's function is just to keep the mayor apprised, because we have a lot of boards and commissions. I think there are 20 some, probably close to 30 boards and commissions under city government. So the role of our nominating committee is to keep him apprised of any underrepresented or unrepresented demographic profiles for the HRC. So for instance, if we look and we see there are no African-American males, or there are no white females, or we're missing, representation with women in general or whatever, then that would be something that the nominating committee would make the mayor aware of. And then what has happened is the nominating committee has worked with the office of the mayor to look at applications that are in the pool for the HRC, because you can select which advisory board you want to serve on. So if somebody indicates they want to serve on the HRC, then those would be flagged, of course, for the HRC. And so the nominating committee would be like, oh, well, we need someone who is a white female because that demographic is underrepresented or unrepresented. So Mayor Joines, heads up, this is what we need. And we see someone who would seem to be a good fit. This is just our recommendation. He doesn't have to follow that recommendation. It's his decision. And so, but again, it was just to I think, have that cooperative relationship with the commission, since the commission works together so closely and on such sensitive issues, that he was kind enough to agree to that, many years ago. And that's just what the commission has always done, is kept that nominating committee piece going. So that's the extent.
Yeah, I think, I think I was just reflecting back when, oh shoot, Jeff, is that right? Jeff, is that right, Sonny? Jeff Bloomfield, that's it.
Jeff, former commissioner, yes.
And I remember we struggled at a time, to get these appointments. So my question goes back to, once we find these individuals or get these next two seats filled, it should move pretty swiftly. And then one other thing, how long do these applications, and I know we discussed it, so if an individual applied 6 to 9 months, how long are the applications maintained on file at the mayor's office? And so would they go back to those applicants first? Or if we had new individuals to apply, would those applications be looked at? So what is that process like? Do you know?
And that is something I could not speak to, because that is one of, I'm sure, their internal processes to make that determination. I don't know if they would go back to years ago, if they had an application that was that old and they would make that a priority, or if they would look at someone who just applied. I really could not tell you. I don't know. So that would be something we wouldn't know that.
Just curious if it would, because if we go out and come in contact with someone and say, go apply, and, not guaranteed that they would, be appointed, but just curious as to that process. So is there a way that we can find out so that we are knowledgeable when we're speaking to individuals, that we're engaging about serving or applying to the HRC, so that we have an understanding as to what that process looks like, so that we're not misleading an individual when we discuss serving or discuss the HRC and they're applying, so that we're all on the same page and we're given the same vernacular when we're speaking.
Yes, I understand. Yes, and that would certainly be a question for their office. But I totally get that point.
So
Yeah.
so for their office, so how could we, is that something that we can inquire ourselves, or is that information that we can inquire to the mayor's office about their process, or how can we obtain that answer?
I mean, certainly I would say that as citizens and residents of Winston-Salem, if you ever have a general question for any city staff, you could certainly pose that question to that staff. If there was anything that we could do to assist with that, we would certainly avail ourselves to do so. If you do reach out, I would encourage you to perhaps copy Carlin or copy me. So, just so we're aware in case there's something that we can do to assist. But certainly as a citizen or resident of the city, if you have questions for city staff, you certainly, have the right to pose that question to the staff. The city staff, we get questions from the public all the time. So I don't know of anything that would preclude you from doing that just because you're serving on an advisory board.
Well, thank you, Abra. I just want to make sure that I don't misspeak when I'm speaking with individuals. I appreciate you providing that clarity.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Okay. Like I stated a few minutes ago, that the nomination memo has already been submitted to the mayor's office, and so we'll just be awaiting for the names from their offices to see who the city council will possibly appoint to the commission. So,
and Chair Lee, thank you for your assistance in helping Carlin and me with that, with the draft, for the mayor's office, and thank you for helping us to get it, reviewed and sent expeditiously. And I did want to point out too, I do believe that we did submit that to the mayor's office on your behalf on the departmental letterhead. And just so you all know, the commission has letterhead, but there are times when, especially when we're doing things, quickly, that we may, of course, put it on department letterhead, but that does not take away from the legitimacy of what the correspondence may be. Because of course, the department is an arm of the commission. And so I didn't want anybody to think, so just to put that out there, just FYI.
Okay, yes. All right, so we will await for that. I know there was a lot of information to digest, but with that said, we'll just await to see what the mayor office is going to do in regards to fulfilling those vacancies. All right, the next item is the HRC bylaws. This was something that we discussed previously at our retreat, but also at our last board meeting as well. So can we put, I don't think I have access to share a screen, but is there a way we can put up I should have asked that earlier. Just in case.
Everyone can share a screen.
Okay.
Thank you, Eleanor.
Okay, well, I did not have it. I think I have a copy in front of me. But anyways, so in regards to the HRC bylaws, we did discuss this at our retreat, as I just mentioned, and at our previous meetings as well. And so the item that we want to discuss, I do not have the bylaws in front of me.
Chair League, everyone should have received a copy of
Okay,
the bylaws
let me see.
from Carlin in the packet. And in addition to
Okay.
that, you should have them in your HRC binder.
Correct.
And you should have received those when at your retreat. Now, if we need to resend bylaws to everyone, we can do so as well.
Okay, well, I just wanted to see if I could put up on the screen if that's fine. McKinney got it. Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner McKinney.
Okay. All right. So with the discussion from the retreat as well, our previous meetings were in regards to the tenure of commissioners. And so I know there was some concerns in regards. I know Commissioner Wiggins just brought up something in regards to the tenure of commissioners and how long they're able to serve and et cetera. So we just, I think it was on. Let's go. Conduct up a little bit. Session. Should it be let's see that okay, I'm just trying to find a section in regards to let's see. All the way down. Okay, well, while McKinney, Commissioner McKinney, trying to find this for us, so we just want to, like I said, there was a discussion in regards to the tenure of commissioners in regards to from our retreat, but also in regards to, I think.
Yeah, I am certainly not seeing it.
Yeah.
Chair Leak, were you looking for something pertaining to vacancies?
Yeah, I think yeah.
Because anything referring to term limits and things like that would be in the city code. It would not be in your bylaws. And in the bylaws, there's a reference to vacancies.
Vacancy, that's what it was.
And
Okay.
things like that. Yeah, committees, officers.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But there, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know if
Yeah.
that's what you were looking for. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we just had a discussion. Commissioner Williams brought the discussion in regards to the vacancies as well. And so in regards to that, we know that we were in a pandemic 3 years ago. And so we know that we were still meeting as a commission, but at the same time, we know that we were not able to fulfill really the bulk of the commission work. And so I know there was some concerns in regards to us excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm screaming about that. I know there were some concerns in regards to when we were on lockdown 3 years ago in regards to our position on the commission. So I want to open the floor to the other commissioners in regards to having this discussion.
Chair Leak, point of inquiry, are we able to change the length of our term, or is that only, does that power lie with the city council?
Chair Leak, did you want me to chime in?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Commissioner McKinney, the terms are set in the city code. And also in city code, there is a provision that pertains to how the commission is to conduct its duties. And so, the duties part, I think that's where the bylaws fit in. And so certainly, if you wanted to add anything to your bylaws to determine how you carry out your duties, the most effective way to do so, then you could do that. But as far as term limits and things of that nature, that is set by the city council. It is in the city code of ordinances. And that would be true not just for the Human Relations Commission, but for all advisory boards and commissions. But in terms of, again, in how you carry out your duties and, things like that, like you would see reflected in your bylaws, that is a document, that's an instrument that is created by the Human Relations Commission. This was something that your predecessors created. And then each successive commission, has the right basically to amend it or to revise it or whatever. But because that's your document for yourselves, if that makes any sense. Whereas, the city code, much of it is based on statutory authority, statutory limitations, and things like that. So it's like the authority comes from the state. So when you talk about municipalities, they derive their authority from the state level. And so then within that, the local ordinances cannot exceed the authority that was given by the state. And so anyway, I hope that's making a little bit of sense, but the bottom line is, yes, in terms of, 3-year terms, two successive back-to-back terms, so on and so forth. Yes, that is something that's in the code, not in the bylaws. It wouldn't be in the bylaws unless you were just quoting the code, which in your bylaws, I don't think there's anywhere where you were quoting the code. In that,
Did you have some change of maybe some wording, Commissioner McKinney, that you would like to possibly add into the vacancy section?
Well, I know there was some concern that we would be having people roll off of the commission, and they've been on the commission since the COVID lockdown, and we wanted to give them some more time on the commission to reflect how they were not able to fulfill all of their duties because of the lockdown. I'm not sure where in the bylaws we could add that wording, though.
Do we know if the city code has any provision for large scale interruptions in service as such as a pandemic, for example.
I am not aware of anything in the code under the advisory boards section that would address things like pandemics. And I guess what you're saying, Commissioner McKinney and Commissioner Price, is maybe looking at things that are like more or less acts of God, or, pandemic lockdowns and war and, horrible things like that. I cannot think of anywhere where something like that is cited or referenced. I'm not aware of that. Doesn't mean it's not there, but I have not seen it.
And so basically, the commission does have the authority to add it to. If we'll agree tonight as a commission, we do have the authority to add that wording into the bylaws of the vacancy section, correct?
You can certainly add it to your bylaws. I don't know what impact, if any, it would have on the city code. If that's something that the commission wanted to propose to the city council, maybe you could do that, but it would be their final decision because, they are the controlling body, when it comes to, of course, our ordinances.
Okay, so commissioners, what do you all think about the work, Commissioner Wiggs, you had a comment? We'll come back to you.
Okay, come back to me.
Okay, all right. Well, commissioners, what are you all thoughts about? Like I said, it's not the first time that we had this discussion. Since we've had this discussion several times, especially at our retreat. And so I know we just stated in regards to the act of God, a pandemic. Lord knows that we have another, civil war, environmental issue, whatever, that it would possibly affect the work of the commission. So how do you all feel about possibly adding some other wording into the vacancy section?
What do other commissions have? Have we looked to see what their verbiage is to be so that we are operating in concert, or are we looking to add verbiage that will help our commission operate?
I think we could just really focus on just our commission in regards to the way how we will operate. Focus on our commission in regards to how we operate as a commission and functioning if such events did happen again. Is I'm saying that correct, Ms. Wanda?
Chair League, I want to make sure I understand what you're asking me. Are you asking me, can you kind of ask me that again, please?
Okay, I'm sorry, it might have broke up a little bit. I have a bad connection. So Commissioner Wiggins' question is in regards to what are the other commissions style of how they operate in regards to vacancies, and in regards to do they have anything in place in regards to if there's a pandemic or there's another act of God, and do now we have?
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's it. Go.
Okay, I was going to say that I don't know. I can't speak to what other advisory boards or commissions may have in place. I really don't know. One thing I would suggest too, given the nature of a lot of the questions that you all have, if we need to have a discussion or some clarification, it might be good to do so with our city attorney. And she actually used to be our department's assistant city attorney years ago, before she became our city attorney. And so she would be a good resource for, asking questions, sharing your thoughts that you're expressing tonight and so on, particularly as it pertains to the code. Now, like I said, where it comes to your bylaws, that's your document. That's something that you all created for self-governance, so to speak, and you can amend and revise as you like. But when we're talking about changes to the code and things that would require council approval or council action, I think it would be wise and prudent to perhaps have that discussion with her involved.
My instinct and understanding of the situation is that modifying our own bylaws around vacancies wouldn't be able to impact our own term limits, any pauses in our term limits, any extensions to our term limits, anything in that nature. That's what is important to me at the moment, at least understanding that, and that's kind of what I'm hearing. So I am not thinking that a modification to the bylaws is going to accomplish what what I am hearing that we might be trying to do here. And so I would definitely be in favor of inviting our city attorney to our next meeting if that is appropriate. But I don't want to shut down conversation. Like if people disagree, please say so.
Commissioner Price, I agree. I think it is very prudent that we have clarity, right? Because if we act without a clear understanding, sometimes you can do more harm than good when you operate without the proper knowledge. So to make sure this is, and I agree with you, not to shut down anybody, it's just my opinion. I know that we can make changes in our bylaws, but the statement that you made, would it impact current sitting commissioners, is going to be one thing if it doesn't align with what the code says that we ought to operate. I just want to make sure that we are operating in order so that we can continue the business of supporting our community properly.
And Commissioner Wiggins and Commissioner Price, I want to make sure that we're understanding too what it is that the whole commission is wanting and asking. What I'm hearing is that you all would like to speak with the city attorney in some capacity to share your thoughts, recommendations about the term limits as they may have been impacted by the pandemic because of the lockdown and all of that. And I guess, actually there were subsequent states of emergency and restrictions. And I know so much of you all's work is out in the community. I get that. And a lot of it is face-to-face, a lot of it's in person. So I'm thinking that you're wanting to you want to talk about that. But like I said, in terms of your bylaws, if you want to have something, because the bylaws actually, when you look at the bylaws and the different sections of the bylaws, it may not be necessarily a bad idea if you wanted to just have that in there as well, so that if anything does end up being changed, that it would mirror one another.
Yeah, we could just amend the bylaws. I want the section in vacancies to add in the conversation in regards to, if there is an act of God, there is another pandemic.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How quickly could we schedule a meeting with the city attorney?
I really can't speak to that either, because it really would depend on her schedule and her willingness and availability. So I certainly don't have an issue with reaching out to her and letting her know what the request is, that you all are seeking clarity and have some thoughts you'd like to share and so forth. I can certainly share that with her.
I am in support of amending our bylaws so that we are covered and supported. I also want to make sure that we are operating in concert with the code, and that one would not supersede the other. So I know that our bylaws are what we are creating, but there's the there is the operating order of how we are governed from the mayor's office. So I think for me, I just want to have full understanding, and I am in support of amending our bylaws to support the commissioners if God forbid that there is something else that happens, and that we are supported, but also making sure that we're in alignment.
Alignment. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. And Commissioner Wiggins, just to be clear, the function and duties of the commission are spelled out in the city code, and they're not spelled out or governed by the mayor's office, but by code. And of course, the mayor's a part of city council, obviously. And so the city council, they were the ones years and years ago who established the Human Relations Commission and Department. So that would be the governing thing, and it would definitely supersede bylaws. However, it would not necessarily mean that maybe some of the provisions that you all have included in your bylaws couldn't be taken into consideration, maybe, but that would totally be up to them. It would be within their discretion. But that is the one thing that perhaps could be included as well. If you have those questions for, the city attorney, is, how would you go about trying to make that happen, or to request or recommend that happen, if that was what your end goal indeed was?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so the request tonight is from the commission that we do want to schedule a meeting with the city attorney. That's Angela Carmen. Is that correct? Okay. And we are in agreement in regards to adding into the bylaws of the vacancy section, adding in the verbiage of if there's another pandemic, God forbid, an act of God. Well, anyways, adding to the vacancy section if there's another act of God, such as a pandemic, environmental issue, or something that will keep us from not moving forward to do the work of the commission. Is that correct?
I think what I'm hearing, Chair Leak, is something that would be akin to a force majeure clause, like, okay, again, including all those things that you mentioned. And it might be helpful if one of the commissioners, if someone has something in mind that they could wordsmith and maybe suggest or read to the commission, that would be something that it would be advisable for you all to vote on, just to make sure you're all on the same page, so that you can include all the things that you would want included.
If I may, I'm not exactly sure if this actually falls under vacancies, or if this would actually be another subsection of our bylaws. As I'm looking at it, and I will share one more time, is the we would add on number 14, which would be a suggestion to the city council or to the mayor's office to lengthen our term because of the force majeure. And of course, I think we would have to put in there that this would only be enforced upon approval from the city council, because we're actually asking to change the city code as to pertain to our bylaws, which might be sort of stepping on their toes a little bit, which is, I think, why there's some hesitancy. So I just sort of wanted to put that on there, because I don't really believe that it comes under vacancies, because these aren't vacancies. These are people rolling off, and we're trying to extend their ability to be on the advisory commission.
So Commissioner McKinney, do you have any suggested verbiage for consideration for, you said, for number 14?
I do. One moment. I shared it with Chair Leak earlier, and I just want to make sure that this is in line with what he said, and I just want to make sure that I have this. All right, here we go. We as a Human Relations Commission are looking to extend our term limits when filling a commissioner duties has been prevented because of a force majeure, including but not limited to epidemic, pandemic, war, civil discourse, workers' strike, environmental crisis, and or social unrest, or events beyond the control of the commission prevent the duties of the commission to be fulfilled, or something of that nature. I know it's a bit wordy, but and Chair Lee, you had mentioned the phrase "act of God." Unfortunately, I believe that could be misconstrued or be ambiguous, because somebody might have, God willing, a child, or adopt a baby, or have a child, or whatever. That would be an act of God, but that really would not preclude them from doing their the work of the commission, which is why the force majeure, which including pandemic, epidemic, war, civil discourse, worker strike, environmental crisis, or social unrest, doesn't leave any ambiguity. And especially it does also make it a bit, what's a good
We
word
need to
for it?
keep moving.
We need to keep moving? Sure, I get that.
Commissioner Wiggins, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Commissioner McKinney, go ahead.
No, I just, trying to find the right word here. I guess I would make a motion that we find a phrase that works in our bylaws for number 14.
Commissioner McKinney, and Chair Leak, if I may, Chair Leak, when you're thinking acts of God, are you thinking about weather events, maybe?
Well, yeah, I wasn't, when I was speaking of acts, I was trying to make sure that Commissioner McKinney was finished before I actually made my comment. Correct.
I'd be in favor of adding natural disaster. I think environmental crisis is good, but maybe we could add natural disaster as well.
Correct. So I was trying to be very specific as well, in which Commissioner McKinney is as well. So, and so the statement that he just presented to us.
So Commissioner Haynes had mentioned adding something natural disaster. Is that what you want to add?
Yeah.
All right. So and I'm going to ask that somebody from the department write these phrases down: force majeure, epidemic, pandemic, civil discourse, workers' strike, environmental crisis, natural disaster, social unrest. Am I missing anything?
That sounds pretty complete.
Yeah, that does. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I propose that we vote on adding to our bylaws.
So, well, are you gonna make a motion?
40. Yes, I'd like to make a motion to add to our bylaws number 14 in reference to our term limits.
Can you read it? Because I know we're live, so you can remember.
I can put it in the chat as that, but if that would be helpful, or I could actually add it right here. I am nobody's wordsmith here, but I think I can figure this out. Nope. Okay. Nope, that's not right either. There we go. X, I, V, Everyone can see what I'm doing, yes?
Yes, yes.
As slow as I'm doing it. I guess it would be the commission shall have power to extend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really no good at typing. I'm sure somebody else could do it much faster, but I will continue on.
Commissioner McKinney, perhaps you'd want to state that the commission shall have the power to recommend the extension of, because again, remember the actual authority or quote power lies with the city council.
Thank you, Director.
You're welcome.
Power to recommend an extension.
Yeah, something like that, maybe.
Of member term limits in the event of force majeure. Yeah, sorry, I'm not really good at.
Yeah.
Did I spell it right?
Yeah. MAGE.
Including, but not limited to, and then the litany, which would be epidemic, pandemic, what else did I say? War, civil disturbance, worker strike.
I think Commissioner Haynes said natural disasters and environmental crises.
I wrote crisis. We're getting there.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Make sure that.
This is still not binding yet, but we're getting there. Disaster. Anything else? Disaster. And or social unrest.
Yeah.
Should we also put in there something about at the discretion of the chair and vice chair? Or how does this look thus far?
I think shall have the power implies a vote.
Yeah.
Which I think would be fine.
Power to recommend to the city council?
Correct.
Sounds good.
Thank you for your support.
Oh, thank you so much for typing it up.
How is that looking, Chair Leak?
Yeah. And there's a period beside unrest or social unrest. Is that a period? All right, Commission. Any concerns in regard to this verbiage, or something we should add, or anything else we should add? I'm sorry.
I think it would be prudent to maybe take some time to make sure that we've included everything that we intend to include, and also to make sure that this is the best place within the document to insert it.
Okay. Will we be voting on this tonight, Chair Leak?
Well, it's up to the commission.
Chair Leak, you have a motion on the floor already.
Who made the motion? Oh, motion, Chairman, Commissioner McKinney did.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Was it seconded? I don't think it was a second.
I see Dr. Christians. Okay.
Chair Leak, I need to be excused at this time because of a pressing engagement at my work where I need to be present.
Okay.
There's still a quorum with my absence, but I can share this, I believe.
Would you all, Chair Leak and Commissioner McKinney and Commissioner Haynes, would you care to vote on this as a draft, to accept the draft with the understanding that revisions may be made at a future date if they're deemed necessary, and those revisions could include moving it in the document or further wordsmithing? And if you have your meeting with the city attorney, she may even have some feedback as well.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, because we done came this far.
Okay, well, I will go ahead and make a motion. Oh, wait, do we
Okay.
need to rescind the motion on the floor, Wanda?
Yeah, let's go because that motion died. So let's go ahead and rescind it. Go ahead, Commissioner Price.
I will make a motion to accept the wording as Commissioner McKinney has added on into the document as a draft, with the condition that we may move or do minor wordsmithings as time goes by and after our meeting with City Attorney Carmen.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second, Commissioner Taylor. Okay, fine. Okay, Commissioner McKinney, your preference?
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner Price.
Aye.
Commissioner Wiggins.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Haynes.
Aye.
Chair Leak is aye as well. Any opposed? Any discussion? All right, the ayes carried unanimously. Thank you so much. I know that was a lot. And thank you so much, Commissioner McKinney, for sticking with us. I pray everything goes well for your extra job. Okay, all right.
Thank you, Chair Leak. I appreciate that. I have shared the Google Doc with those with that draft amendment to your Gmail account.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Everyone have a great day.
Mm-hmm.
You too.
Okay, all right. We're gonna move forward with the agenda. I'm sorry we didn't. This is very rare we have these type of long meetings. But what the next item is the HRC officers. I know there was a discussion as well in regards to officers at the retreat. Of course, former Vice Chair Thompson, Elizabeth Thompson, she resigned from the position, so that does now leaves open the Vice Chair position for the Human Relations Commission. And so with that stated, we were not able to meet to discuss new officers for the commission. I'm looking at my agenda for this cycle. And so, and of course, we didn't meet in February because of the banquet. And so that's why we have added the HRC officers on this agenda for this month to discuss anyone who is interested in becoming an officer for the HRC, or you can actually nominate yourself, or you can nominate someone to fulfill those positions. And so the first position, of course, will be the chair, and then the second position, of course, will be a vice chair. I know Carla Duncan is here, so what we will do is we'll make sure that if anyone is interested first, nominating themselves for those positions, they can do so, or you can nominate somebody as well for either chair or vice chair. So we can make sure that we have our officers, executive cabinet fulfilled. So everybody understand that? Okay. All right. So are there any nominees for the chair position for the HRC?
I will nominate Chair Leak for the chair of the HRC.
Again? Okay. Anybody else?
Second.
I don't know. Y'all have be sweating tonight, so sweat like bullets tonight. Okay. Okay. So there's a nomination for Chair Robert Leak to continue as chair for HRC. Is there any other nominations for the chair position? All right, now, do we need to vote for this separate? This one, it's been, we're talking about the.
Yes, now it needs to be put to a vote. What we've done in the past is just had everybody to vote without necessarily showing, like we give the end results, not to put people on the spot. So what you all could do is, I'm trying to make sure we're doing this as creatively as we can. You can send me or send Carlin, maybe send Carlin, she's the secretary, your vote.
By email? Oh, by chat.
And you can put it in chat, but
it needs to go to Carlin directly.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, all right. And I can vote too, right?
Yes, you may vote as well.
Okay.
So y'all forgive me, but did we have an actual motion? Somebody needs to make a motion.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Oh, yeah,
we still have to go through that. And then you just send your yay or nay to Carlin.
Okay, Commissioner Price made a motion for Chair Rock. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Is a nomination the same as a motion, or are they two separate things?
I would say just to cover that base, just make a motion.
Yeah.
Okay, I will make a motion that we now vote upon all of the candidates for chair.
I second it.
Second, thank you.
All right, second by Commissioner Taylor.
Commissioner Evans, I believe.
No, the first vote needs to be chair. I mean, the first motion needs to be chair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's redo that.
Okay, I make a motion that we vote upon our chair.
Okay. Second by Commissioner Taylor. Okay, Commissioner Wiggins.
Commissioner Evans is the one that's making the
right.
Oh, Commissioner Evans. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. See, since Commissioner McKinney done left, it done flipped my screen up flip. So I can recognize the voice. Okay. Was there a question before, Commissioner Wiggins? Okay.
I think commissioners, it may be more concise for someone to make a motion to approve or to not nominate, but to approve Chair Leak or Robert Leak as the chair of the HRC, since there's no one else who has voiced an interest. And then there be a second that you all vote to, I said approved, didn't I? But you vote as to whether or not you will support that. And then when you send your vote to Carlin, it can be yay or nay.
Correct. I was trying to remember the process.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
I'm trying to make sure I'm guiding you all right. I hope I am.
Okay. All right. So that motion has failed. So let's restart the motion. I'm sorry, Commissioner Price. Okay. Is there a motion on the floor?
I did not quite follow, so I'm going to stay out of this one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, making a motion to vote on Chair Leak as chair. And that way it leaves it open for you all to either vote yay or nay. So your motion is to vote on Chair Leak as the chair of the Human Relations Commission.
I make the motion that we vote on Chair Leak, on Chair Leak as the chairman or the HRC.
Oh, thank you. Are there a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Commissioner Taylor. Okay. Commissioner Price.
Now, no.
No.
Now everyone will submit their vote
Oh,
to
okay.
Carlin.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
via
Okay.
chat.
Okay. All right.
Just
Now
send
let's-
directly to her
Okay.
versus to everyone.
All right. And then Carlin will read us the results. And then we'll, okay. Okay, everyone has submitted their votes. Okay, waiting for Ms. Carlin Duncan to give us an update.
Okay, that was a year. Everyone said yes.
Okay,
So the vote was unanimous in favor of Chair Leak as the chair of the HRC. Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Carlin. Congratulations, Chair Leak.
thank you so much again. Okay, so does that, and so that closes the nomination for the chair. Okay, all right, okay. Okay, all right. For vice chair, are there any nominations or does someone like to nominate themselves? For vice chair.
I nominate Commissioner Travis Evans for the position of vice chair of the HRC.
Okay, is there a second?
I will second.
Oh,
Okay, is there anyone else who is interested in serving as the vice chair or you would like to nominate someone else? Okay, all right. So the motion has been made and it was seconded by Commissioner Price. Now we will proceed in voting for Commissioner Travis Evans for vice chair. So let's send our votes to Ms. Carlin Duncan.
Okay, everyone said yeah, unanimous.
Okay, all right. Well, congratulations, Commissioner Travis Evans, for being elevated to vice chair of the Human Relations Commission.
Thank you.
Okay, well, Miss, I know we gotta move forward with the next item, but I do want to have an opportunity to ask, Dr. Wanda Allen Abraham like to say anything in regards to the new officer? Well, not new. Well, Commissioner Evans is now appointed as a new officer, but I'm still serving my current role. And also, Dr. Rodney Christian, would you like to say anything as well?
I would just like to say congratulations. We look forward to working with both of you as the leaders of the HRC. I think that the commission is in very good hands. And we're just really excited about the whole commission anyway. We have some very strong commissioners serving, and it shows because you all are so engaged And the staff has thoroughly enjoyed working with you all in the new ways that they work with you. You know, we got rid of the committee, or you got rid of the committee substructure. And so now you're working in the different divisions with them. And I think that that has been going well from the feedback I've received. So just want to continue working with you all and getting the things done that you're charged with doing. And again, congratulations, Chair Leak. Congratulations, Vice Chair Evans.
Thank you all for trusting me again.
And I defer to Ronnie now. Dr. Christian.
Well, my sentiments exactly. We are excited about the work that you guys have done and will be doing in days to come. And we know that the commission is in very, very capable hands. So congratulations to the both of you guys.
Thank you. All right. Okay, you all can just bear with me for about probably about 5 more minutes, and I promise we will be up before 7:30. All right, we have some updates, which will be the director division updates, Dr. Wanda Allen-Abahai.
Thank you, Chair Leak. I would like to invite the staff to provide their brief updates in the 4 divisional areas, beginning with fair housing and landlord tenant.
Thank you, boss. Let me get my report. Commissioners, you should have this report already in the package that we sent. So for February, we had 36 cases. Total calls, we opened 10 LT cases. We received 3 inquiries. And we had 3 file complaints for fair housing cases. We had a total of 325 cases year to date as of February, February 2024. I think we are in a good position, especially with the housing cases. Remember that we are supposed to do at least 8, to close at least 8 in a fiscal year, and we believe we're going to surpass that number with a lot of with plenty of space to spare. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adolfo.
And next, Chair Leak, for staff updates, we have our DEI division. And Dr. Ronnie Christian is handling the updates for this evening in Julie Puckett's absence.
That is correct. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, and members of the commission. So DEI department has been very busy. This month, critical conversation topic is on privilege and white privilege. Additionally, Mrs. Puckett and our division will continue to work with 5 departments on their equity plans, being police, finance, human resources, engineering, and transportation. Also, our 9 departments that have finalized their equity plans, we are continuing to meet with them quarterly. Additionally, with our Diversity Awareness Month, which is coming up in April, we are solidifying the final logistics for that. We currently have 3 forms of events scheduled for that. Sister Sierra and band will perform on April the 19th from 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. Crystal, Haro, and band will perform on April 18th from 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. And we solidify Reagan High School to perform as well. We also have a few food trucks that will be out for those who want to have some fine dining. We have Rockin' Morocco for April the 23rd. We have Jamaican on April 25th, And we have Wu Chi-Se, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, on April 26th. And we're also looking to confirm with Senior Bravo. Again, all of this will be a part of our Diversity Awareness Month in April. Thank you.
And thank you, Dr. Christian. And I'd like to add one thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. On April the 1st, I believe Mayor Joines is going to be issuing proclamations, okay, for National Diversity Awareness Month and for Fair Housing Month. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, and that will be done at the city council meeting.
That's
and
correct.
So, okay, and so we need commissioners to attend the April 1st city council meeting, please, to be able to accept the proclamations from Mayor Joines. And so if you all could be there, that would be awesome. Because as you know, those are big, this April is a big month for us with the two different national recognitions going on. And I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Well, actually I'm not, but I don't think Adolfo mentioned this, and so my apologies, but you know, we do have the Fair Housing Summit on April the 17th, which is a part of Fair Housing Month. And so we've got all of this stuff going on in April, and it's looking like we may end up having, just found this out, by the way, we may end up having a partnership with the Winston-Salem Regional Association of Realtors to, some of you may remember, we used to have a kickoff luncheon with them at the beginning of April every year. This year, they wanted to try something different and have it to be the wrap up for Fair Housing Month and hold it on April 30th at the Winston-Salem Regional Association of Realtors office. And they usually have a luncheon. So I would just ask that everyone please mark your calendars for that as a tentative date, because I just found this out myself today. And so we will keep you posted should that become solidified, but we wanted to give you that heads up, because I don't think that's not going to be on your outreach calendar, because that just came to our attention from the Realtor's office. So thanks again, Dr. Christian. Next up, we have Eleanor Tebbets to provide an update from the NDO division.
Hello. Our tracking software that we've been working on for over a year has finally been completed. So that is in place. It's called Excella, and it allows citizens to fill out an online form to file a complaint, which will be easier for them and hopefully will help us get a few more NDO cases. We do have one current NDO case. It is a disability-based case. It is not officially open yet because the complainant has been in the hospital. He asked me to mail him a paper form to sign, but I've not received it back yet, so hopefully soon.
Thank you so much, Eleanor. Eleanor has been holding down the fort while we are in the process of hiring the NDO outreach specialist. And so she's been doing a phenomenal job, as has Julie Puckett. Julie has been holding down the fort as well with DEI, with the trainings and also with her regular workload. So I just want to thank both Julie and Eleanor for doing stellar jobs in those roles. So thank you both. All right. And last but certainly not least, we have the Language Access Division. And I do believe Adolfo is reporting out on behalf of Javier and Bob tonight.
I am, boss. Thank you very much. In the Spanish section of the Language Access Division, Javier has been very involved with two things that are going on in the city, which is the plan forward to 2045. He has been they are doing they're promoting this in the community, asking the community what things should be involved in this plan, and he has been in several meetings with them, interpreting and translating for the Hispanics that show up for these meetings. He has also been involved with Forsyth Creek Week. Every year the city does this Forsyth Creek Week to promote the idea that of water conservation of our local waterways. He has been involved with translations. Perhaps we're also going to be involved with the sustainability department. They also want to reach out to the Hispanic community. I think they are trying to, they have the idea of, I think they want to plant or see if it's feasible to plant edible trees or something to that effect. Anyway, it is what happen in the future. And of course, yesterday we just had a meeting with several Hispanic leaders in the community. It was a meeting completely in Spanish, and a few ideas came out from that meeting that they believe we should be engaging in. One of them is to do a fair housing summit, completely in Spanish, but for the people. It's an idea that we'll see how we can implement it if it's feasible. And the other thing that they suggested is videos in Spanish regarding the things that we try to communicate when it comes to housing, which is what we do, about landlord-tenant rights and about potential discrimination issues. In the other portion of the language access division, which is those who do not speak Spanish, Mr. Bob Thompson has a meeting scheduled for March the 30th with representatives from the Wolof community, with the Wolof speakers. They are from Senegal. And this is, of course, regarding the Community Ambassadors Program. Orientations have been conducted with the Swahili Intigriña ambassadors. And already he met with a group of, for this community ambassador thing, with a group of Venezuelans. The meeting was led by Javier. But the idea is that also they are folded into this community ambassadors program. And he is in contacts and awaiting response from 5 other languages. I think it's Arabic, I think it's Pereni. Anyway, I mean, I don't know all of them, but it's 5 other languages that he's trying to develop contacts with this community ambassadors program to try to get it off the ground. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adolfo. And commissioners, we did not have departmental outreach on the agenda. That was an oversight, but we do have Ms. Erica Simon on here, and I know she wants to talk about her success coordinating her very first Human Relations Student Awards banquet. She survived. She made it through. She did a stellar job. And so I just want to definitely give Erica her accolades for leading that. That is no easy task at all, and especially when it's your very first one. So Erica, publicly, once again, I just want to say congratulations. And from everything that I saw and heard, the banquet was certainly a success. Couldn't have done it without the full staff support, and certainly couldn't have done it without the commissioners. But Erica, the floor is yours if you want to talk about any other outreach things, including the banquet.
Good evening. Yes, thank you again. Yes, I made it through my first one. Again, without the help of the staff and the HRC, I would not have gotten through it, as well as the planning committee. So I'm very appreciative. I actually went out and gave out some awards from the students who were not able to attend. We got a few more awards to deliver. It's been a busier week than I thought, so we will get those out to those students. So thank you again. A couple of things coming up. We do have our 2nd annual Women's History Month program, our Twin City Trailblazers, next week on Tuesday, March 26th at 1:30. The program should not be longer than an hour. We are recognizing 5 women who have all contributed significantly to society as a whole, in the city of Winston-Salem. So we are excited about that. If you are available, please come out. I am still looking for an MC, or at least somebody to read some of the bios for those award winners. So if you would like to do that, let me know. I would appreciate it. Then we are going right into, again, our Fair Housing Summit in April. So you obviously will get more information about that. All the things coming up is getting ready to be festival season. May is very busy for us. the plan tentatively is to do outreach at India Fest, the Greek Festival, Juneteenth, Pride, and whatever else we get requests for. But we are sponsors for those events. So we will certainly be at those. The Boston Roundup will be coming up. We do that every year, several community days. So be looking for emails from me requesting your presence to represent the HRC at some of these outreach events. They are coming. And I do believe that is all. Thank you very much.
Yes, and thank you so much, Erica. And yes, we got a busy time coming up. And I do want to circle back to the banquet because we certainly would be remiss if we did not shout out Commissioner Carrie Wiggins, because she certainly put her blood, sweat, and tears into helping with planning and leading the banquet and the planning for the banquet. And I appreciate Commissioner Wiggins too for taking up my typical role. It's not easy emceeing that banquet. It's not. And so, yeah, I know, Commissioner Wiggins, it's a lot. And you don't realize that really until you're up there and you're trying to do it. It's a lot. And so you did a wonderful job. And so I just want to thank you for your willingness to step up and to have my back on that and to just be a wonderful MC for the event. In addition to all the planning and all of the other things, reaching out to people, it was a heavy lift, and we do appreciate you for that.
Well, thank you, Wanda, but I couldn't have done it. It took all of us, Sonny, Pastor Lee, Commissioner Evans, it just all of us, and Pam, Dr. Pam Peoples-Joyner was just tremendous. So it took all of us to make that evening what it was, and it was a huge success. And thank you for the opportunity, Wanda, to lead that evening. And I think your idea of making it commissioner led was brilliant, and it allowed us to be visible, right? But it also allowed us to highlight the Youth Advisory Council for those young people who will be moving up onto high school, to let them see that, what the work you're doing in elementary and middle school can pay off once you enter high school. So again, thank you, and everybody.
Thank you, Commissioner Wiggins, and everybody. Yes, indeed. Thank you. And also, International Village, Erica, I know that planning is going to start soon, correct? Believe it or not, commissioners, even though it's not till October, it takes a lot to go into planning International Village as well. So please, kind of have that on your radar. But I want to emphasize, we need you for the Women's History Month program. We need that to be a commission-led event as well. It would be great. It would be ideal to have 2 commissioners there. We only have 6 awardees. So you're not reading like you read 5, okay? You're not reading like you read at the banquet. So we just need a couple of you to be there, maybe to share the role, to take turns, whatever you want to do. We need somebody to read the bios, to welcome everybody, bring greetings on behalf of the commission, close the program out. That's pretty much it. And like Erica said, should last approximately an hour. We will feed you. So if anybody is interested, Erica needs to hear from you, please, so that she can go ahead and finalize the agenda. But is anybody interested right now? Because Erica, maybe you could go ahead and have your answers tonight.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing since we were here tonight. If anyone's interested, but I do want to nominate someone. Commissioner Wiggins is one of them. Commissioner Wiggins. And Commissioner Haynes, I don't know
if Sonny will help me, I'll do it.
Haynes, are you available to do it?
I am going to double check the schedule, and if I can be in Winston-Salem that day, I will. So Erica, I'll let you know ASAP.
Okay.
So I'll help Erica.
And I can be a backup just in case. And what's the date again? I'm sorry.
It's next Tuesday, the 26th at 1:30 at Salem Lake.
Okay.
And do you all want to have your 2 volunteers for the April 1st city council meeting to accept the proclamations from the mayor?
I may be coming back from out of town on April the 1st. I could tentatively do it though.
Okay.
What time?
It's at 6, correct?
Correct. Shouldn't take too long.
Normally
You
you
would
will.
just, right, accept the proclamations. I don't even know that you'd have to speak necessarily. But it would just be to stand there and accept the proclamations, the framed, proclamations from the mayor.
That'll be at City Hall, correct?
Correct. In the city council chambers, yes.
Okay. I can be there Tuesday.
Awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Commissioner Price, are you still checking your schedule?
Yeah, I was trying to check on childcare. I should be able to do, so April 1st is Monday, right? Yes.
That is correct.
6 o'clock. Okay, I can do that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
And the last thing is one that you did state, so we're going to celebrate fair housing. We'll close out Fair Housing Month with the Realtors Association on April the 30th, the luncheon.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
And it's usually at noon. We will send you an email once it's finalized.
Yeah. Now, Commissioner, please come to that too as well. It's always some good food. So, you don't have to worry about going out getting purchasing lunch that day. So.
And good information.
Yes, good information as well. 30.
Especially with, I think it's going to be even more exciting this year, given what we're seeing, the price of housing and some of the affordable housing that is going up in our area. So it'd be great to hear what the realtors are doing to support our residents this year. So I think it'll be really great information to hear about the programs that and funding that's available.
All right. Is there well, let me say this question. Let me ask the question. I'm sorry. Let me ask the question to Wanda. Are there any updates on the potential new staff members? Are we still interviewing?
One is in HR. We have a recommendation in HR already for the NDO position. For DEI, that's still in process.
Okay. All right.
And we have a couple of interns who will be starting in the near future as well.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, thank you all so much. I know it was an hour and a half, not an hour and a half, but over an hour meeting. So I really appreciate you all's commitment and dedication to the commission. And unless there's no new business or community presentations, I entertain a motion from the commission to adjourn.
Chair Lee, one thing,
Yes.
Dr. Russ Smith from Winston-Salem State University was on the calendar to present to you all for next week, but with the meeting date change, we were unable to coordinate to have him to come for today. And so we may end up sharing information with the commission from him, but regardless, he will be the keynote speaker at the Fair Housing Summit. He will be the keynote. And Dr. Smith, of course, is working on the project where they are looking for volunteers to review old deeds in the courthouse that, I guess, how can I put this delicately? That basically has restrictive covenants in the deeds. So, we were talking about redlining. You shall not sell this property to someone of this race and that kind of thing. He's looking with his project for those types of restrictive covenants and deeds. so that they can be pulled, because as we all know, they are invalid because of fair housing laws. They're invalid. And so he was going to talk a little bit about the project with the commission, encourage you all, if you wanted to take part in the project, that he would certainly welcome the support and so forth. But he's going to talk more about that at the Fair Housing Summit. But that's what he was going to speak with you about tonight. I mean, next week.
Gotcha. And our April Fair Housing Luncheon takes, it does substitute for our commission meeting, correct, still?
That is correct, unless you all decide otherwise. Typically, you do not have a commission meeting in April because of the summit.
Okay, all right.
The idea is to encourage commissioners to go to the summit instead.
Correct.
So it won't take up too much of your free time.
Okay, all right. So with that said, I know there was some commissioners that have expressed wanting to meet back in person. So possibly if you all, you know, if we agree to you all want to meet back in person in May.
Oh, and Chair League, let me share this with you. There has been, the city council did vote to decide to allow boards and commissions to continue to meet virtually, because attendance seemed to be better for a lot of the boards and commissions when it was virtual. Okay. So I didn't want you to think that it was something that was needed or urgent, because that has been voted on and approved.
Okay. All right. Well, just know that we do have that as a as an alternate as well. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. Well, I entertain a motion. What we could do, Carlin, is that for the May meeting, can we just send out an email to commissioners asking whether they rather meet in person or virtually? We'll go with the majority. That's fine. Okay. All right. Commissioner Price, I know you're ready to go. I saw you on mute more than one time. Okay, so go ahead and make the motion, my brother.
I'm on child care duty tonight. So
oh, I'm sorry. I am too. I don't know what my daughter doing back there.
I will make a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
All right, motion by Commissioner Price, second by Commissioner Wiggins, Vice Chair Evans.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner Price.
Aye.
Commissioner Haynes.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
Commissioner Wiggins.
Aye.
It's time to go home. Chair League is an aye as well. Everybody have a blessed night. Thank y'all.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations.
Good night.